No, Mirio. Please, please, please. Do not die. Please do not die, please. Hi everyone, I'm going to react to My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 13, Final Performance. I feel like this title is referencing Mr. Compress because he's about to do something, you know. Oh, let me know. Come back last episode. Eddie rewind. What's the past tense? Either way, Eddie used her powers on him, and then he got his powers, his quirk back, and everything. But he wasn't like 100% or whatever. And then you have Bakugo that revealed his hero name, which was funny. Oh my goodness. And then Best Venus is also doing his thing. Like everybody's doing the thing, and they have Gigantomachia like tied down. The anesthesia, whatever sedative is working on him right now, so things seems to be going their way. And then Mr. Compress is like he's about to show the greatest performance, I guess, I don't know, that we've ever seen. So he's about to do something. And yeah, so that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have a reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/feelme. And now let's start this episode. And here we go. And then Dabi and Shoto are fighting each other. I don't like it. So yeah, here we go. You know, I couldn't help but get emotional at the end there when Deku went after Shigaraki and All for One. You know, I kept saying that I felt like All for One is just he's trying to make Shigaraki the perfect body for him. That's what I've been thinking this whole time, you know. And Shigaraki, you will see him at times try to fight against All for One, taking over his body, because he keeps saying, this is my will, this is my dream. But then All for One still has this hold over him, over his body and everything. And then when he was unconscious and Mr. Compress, what did this handsome people just keep the masks on, man? I'm like, what are they? He was handsome, man. What do y'all keep putting this stuff on? And then this. The title of the episode was Final Performance, right? And I'm like, okay, that's episode, the way it ended, Compress was saying something about making this big performance and everything. And then the title was like Final. So I'm like, wait, is he gonna die? You know? And his final performance was they were being strangled, basically, by blue genius, right? And what he did was use his quirk on his body to make the binds loose enough for him to get loose, and then just start collecting everyone, start saving everyone. He told Spinner to wake Shigaraki up, you know, because he felt like Spinner was the one that was mostly closest, I guess, to Shigaraki, that believes in Shigaraki, you know. So he knew Shigaraki basically more than everybody else. So he just told Spinner, you know what, that's your job. I'm going to give you as much time as possible. Try to wake him up. Because once you wake him up, he's going to have control over the Nomus. He's going to have control over Gigantomachia. Just complete control. Okay. So try to wake him up. And then he went after the others. You had Dabi and Shoto facing each other, you know. He did the Hellfire War. What was his move? Either way, he was stronger than Shoto in that particular moment. So he blasted Shoto away, and then Compress touched him. Captured him. Made him small, like he was doing to everybody. They captured the long hair as well. The guy with the laptop, whatever, and he gave them. He put it in. Put those two with Spinner in his red scarf or whatever. They were there with Spinner and with Shigaraki. And each time that he was trying to get to somebody, he will have Best Genius grab hold of him, and then he would like cut another part of his body to try to escape. And by the end there, he was just like on the floor, bleeding to death. The way he clearly did not die, but he was in a bad shape because after One for All took control over Shigaraki's body, and Spinner was asking him if they were gonna leave their comrades behind, and he's like, yeah. And during that speech, he mentioned the fact that Compress was hurt and everything. So he's clearly not dead. And so after he gave them, he was also telling this backstory about himself basically being the great grandson of Oji Hajima, whatever this person's name was, who was basically going after, he was basically the Robin Hood of their time, So that's been their lineage, being the Robin Hood of being a thief and stealing from the rich to give to the poor, basically, So that's what's in his blood, and he's a thief. And then he's like, I'm gonna do this and whatnot, but it's like each time they go through these backstories, you see what pushes each League of Villains to become who they are, I guess. And then you see that they're not. No one is truly evil, and no one is apart from All for One. No one, the others, no one is truly evil. Okay, All for One is truly evil. That's what I believe. He is truly evil, and the others are just misguided. I guess. Yeah, they're misguided because had Shigaraki found a good guide, he wouldn't have went down the way that he did. Shigaraki took this path, went down this path because All for One is the one that found him first and used his influence on him to make him what was it called again? All Might was fear, the something of fear. That's what he is. All Might is the hope. All Might and Deku, they are hope, and Shigaraki, All for One, is fear. Whatever. He's the one that put Shigaraki on this path, and he's just been under Shigaraki. I feel like Shigaraki thinks that this is all his will, and yes, he is angry and he wants to destroy everybody, but All for One is the one that fed into this feeling. Had he found someone else, I said this previously, had he found All Might instead of All for One, his life would be different. So it's like even Toga, her thing is that her quirk makes her want blood. And they kept trying to push that feeling of hers down. Had someone, I don't know, managed to turn that fact, okay, she craves blood and whatever, she could get a blood bank. She didn't have to kill somebody. But I feel like the family, people around kept oppressing that part of her, and it's just like, And then you have Spinner there. Spinner's like he's just like he's been all his life, he because he looks like a lizard, people have ridiculed him, have just like treated him badly all his life until he saw Stain's last performance on TV, and that's what pushed him toward the League of Villains. Like each one of them has this thing that pushed them toward becoming a villain. Have they found someone in their lives that was a good influence on them? They wouldn't have went down this path. Even Dabby, it's the way Endeavor treated him that made him hate the Hero Society and made him hate Endeavor over everything else, over his family. But I'm like, boy, can you like, I don't like it. So it's like, all of them have this reason that pushed them down this path. And had they had someone in their lives that was able to guide them through the negative feelings that they had and transformed it into something positive, they wouldn't be here. All for One is different. He's just evil. He just like okay. So what was I? I feel like I went on this tangent that I don't even know where I started from anymore. Like where I was going before I went there. Okay, so Compress did his thing. He saved or captured everybody else, compressed everybody, and then Shigaraki and Spinner, they came out of their bubble. How did they call the thing that he holds them in? Either way, they came out of it, and Spinner was trying to get Shigaraki to wake up. And then he remembered what Shigaraki says when he has those hands on him, and that his mind just becomes clearer and calm and everything. So this dude put the hands on him, and Shigaraki just rage, the pure emotion or whatever. It's just like to clear his mind, but it's not like it woke him up. It basically let all for one. It basically let All for One to take control of him and use his quirk to, command the normals to come to their help or whatever. And then they were retreating. Because he felt like, because Shigaraki, like, it's not that he felt like, that's what happened. Because Shigaraki was woke up before the appointed time, he was not able to regenerate fast enough when he was facing Endeavor and Deku. He was not able to regenerate fast enough for against their attack or whatever, and that's what made him lose. So he's like, you know what? We're just gonna leave right now until we are at the tip-top ship, and then we're gonna come back and all of that. And Spinner's just there like, wait a second, who the heck are you? Because he was calling Spinner by his real name, and he's like, huh? Who the heck are you? And I'm like, boy, can you not tell? Can you not tell who that is? And then they were leaving. And Deku, I mentioned this last episode, that I felt like there was this flash thing that keeps going through him. And they finally mentioned what that was this episode. It was the quirk of the fourth holder that they said that Bakugo said in a previous episode that the information that All Might had on the fourth holder, that it was not complete. They didn't actually say how he died or something. Or so I'm like, oh, so what's the deal with the fourth holder? And it seems like that was his quirk, that he senses danger or something, And Deku was passed out, and then he hears the first talking to him, like telling him to wake up. And then he woke up, and then he started feeling that pain, that flash in his mind. And I'm like, that's what I kept saying. What is that? And they called it something dangerous sense. Oh, dangerous sense. I think that's what it was, dangerous sense. And it was from the fourth holder, and he, I'm like, I thought he was actually gonna be able to do something. Like the way the fourth was, the first was telling him to wake up, wake up, wake up. I thought he was supposed to wake up and then do something, but yeah, he tried to do something. I guess he tried to stop All For One from taking Shigaraki away and everything, to try to stop Shigaraki, but it didn't work. He was using his black whip like through the mouth thing, and then like started going toward Shigaraki and All For One, and All For One's like, because he was not in shape. Okay, everybody was tired, man. Like everybody was hurt and tired, and it's like All For One in that particular moment had more power than I feel like everybody else there, you know. So it's like they got away. Now I'm gonna go back, trying to see something, and they have this. They were scrolling through all the heroes that were injured and hurt during this battle. Oh my goodness! The fact that I mentioned this episode as I was watching the intro, that wait, is this gonna be like the last time we're gonna be seeing this intro or whatever? And I feel like that's exactly what it is, because the way this episode ended, it felt like the end of a mini arc. You know how in My Hero Academia they go through like, okay, the first half of this of the season is going to be focused on something, and then the other arc is going to be, the second part is going to focus on something else, and then each part it has a new intro. I feel like this episode was the end of this arc, with the way the music that was playing in the background, that was sad music, and then the way, like the camera, whatever, they were just going through all the heroes that were badly hurt during the battle and all of that. I felt like an end to this particular arc, because clearly Shigaraki is going underground. He's going to get healed, going to get better, I guess, and then he's gonna come back. Question is, I was about to say, question is it gonna come back? Like, is All For One gonna be in control of him or what? But either way, he's living. So the heroes need to heal. The heroes need to heal and everything. So yeah, I was trying to say something else before. Trying to see when he was going away, when Shigaraki and All For One were going away, who was with them, like if they took everybody else. Okay. So from what I could tell, the people that left were All For One, Shigaraki, what was it, Gecko? Oh my goodness. Spinner, Dabi, of course, long hair, and the Nomus. Those were the people that left. You had Makia that was sleeping. You had Compress that was on the floor, seriously hurt. Toga was making their way there, so we haven't seen her. We don't know where she is. So yeah, those were the people that left. And at many points in this episode, I was so worried for Mirio, because we just got him back, man. And I was like, when he was approaching Shigaraki, and then Spinner put his hands on him, and then he woke up, and I'm like, ugh! I was worried that he was gonna decay. He was gonna decay him. Thankfully, he did not. Yeah, there was a like another point in this episode where I was worried about him again. I'm like, we just got him back, man. So I didn't want anything bad to happen to him. You know, I just felt like I was so stressed. That toward the end of this episode, I was just like, what is gonna happen? You know, so stressed. Yeah, I don't know where this thing is going anymore. We've been in this battle for since the beginning of this season, and now the battle has ended for now. So it's like, what are we gonna do next? I don't know. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/realmini. You can also see the full line for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. You know, I was just going through the episode again to the fourth holder cork thing, you know, just trying to see exactly how it was called, and it was Dangerous Sense. But I came to this particular moment in the episode where All For One was telling a Spinner, I guess, that as long as Shigaraki holds on to his rage, I guess, the stronger his heart holds on to his origin, the stronger his will, the stronger my will becomes as I coexist with him. So I feel like the hand thing that he gave, all the hands that he gave Shigaraki, was so that he could always have that his past, his origin always present with him. He never forgets the hatred that he has, because that's what's gonna make All For One's will also stronger as I coexist with him. So I feel like the only way for Shigaraki to basically rid himself of the hold that All For One has on him is to let go of that rage, is to not hold on to that origin so tightly, you know. And yeah, I just thought about that. So bye. Maybe Deku's gonna be able to help him with that. Who knows? I hope so. Because I don't know. I'm gonna start talking. Eres piel morena, noche bajo las estrellas. Playa solita.